this is Jewelry Jelly here with Isabel, and we are getting right into more Wytchwood. How is everybody doing today? Today's been a fairly quiet day. It was snowing all day for us. Not too much accumulation, which is good, but basically all I really did was play Octopath Traveler all day. Hey, Private Maverick, nice to see you, and you too, Dr. Zadium. So we're getting right back into Wytchwood, and we're going to get right back into the search for these rightful heirs proof, as we've met the stag and the buck, and it seems like the stag has decided to usurp the throne, so we need to help the buck find his rightful place. So other than that, haven't really been doing that much of anything. Yesterday on our day off, did have some fun. I went out for lunch with my husband. We replaced one of our kitchen appliances that broke accidentally. I guess we had some sort of power surge in our kitchen, and both our toaster and the rice cooker were connected to it, so I had to replace both of those. So one of the things that we did yesterday was get ourselves a new toaster, which is working very well. Alright, so okay, hello MJD. So it looks like we lost a little bit of progress last night, so let's, we got our truth serum, so all we need to do is we need to use it on the nobles. How's it going, MJD82? Stick your syringe into a plump macaron and offer it up to the nearest nobleman on a silver platter. He pops it into his mouth without even looking at you. The broken plaque in the hedge maze, would you happen to know anything about it? The noble's eyes flutter, and they speak as if conversing with themselves. Can you believe the audacity of the stag? He broke it. He should have been the one disposing the pieces. Well, I couldn't be bothered to do such menial labor, can you imagine? So anyway, I just tossed my piece into the southeast corner of the maze. Next time you should get some of the servants to do his dirty work. Alright, so ended up that we did lose a little bit of progress, so I'm just going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Alright, so now we just need to find the pieces of plaque. So I just need to go back to the statue and reassemble it. Okay, we already got the stuff out of there. Pricking his ears, the young gardener puts his pruning shears down at your approach. Hello again. Lovely day for a walk in the hedge maze. Granted, you don't get lost. Say, you wouldn't happen to know anything about a crystal flower, would you? Crystal flowers? Why, they're very, very rare. It's that they only grow in a cave at the highest peak of the mountain. According to legend, the truth of one's heart is refracted in the facets of each frosted petal. Why do you ask? No reason. I just thought one might make a nice gift for your brother's big day. Hey, you're right. That's a brilliant idea. What better gift for the quartz gardener than a beautiful crystal flower? Oh, but the trek up the mountain is perilous. I don't know if I have what it takes. Excuse me. Nonsense, I was heading up that way anyways. You just stay close behind. Really? You'd help me? Well, all right. What are we waiting for then? Meet me out by the slopes and we'll get underway. Alright, so now we have to help the buck ascend the mountain. We're back where we left off. So earlier today, I got my copies of an RPG supplement that I kickstarted 3 years ago. I barely even play Dungeons and Dragons anymore, so I don't really have very much use for them, although it does make for some good reading. There are some role-playing systems that I would really like to get into. Some of the more cozy stuff that you can play with novice players or friends. Alright, so let's take a look at the map here. There's the village. And the Rifted Wood is where we need to go, it looks like. Okay. We have to go northwest. Buck. You see the buck hiding behind a bush, anxiously watching something up ahead. What's the matter? Did you get cold feet already? Shh, they'll hear you. Look. Through the pine boughs, you can make out figures moving across the snow. They're covered in warm pelts and carry sharp-looking spears. The royal trappers. They keep my brother's court supplied with furs, but they've been out here for so long they'll hunt anything that moves. It would be a shame if those antlers of yours ended up as someone's trophy. Wait here and let me deal with them. All right, be careful. All right, so we need to do something about the mountain trappers. Okay, so a touch of cold is their weakness. So how do you make a touch of cold? Okay, so we need a frostling snow, a bottled despair, and a metamorphosis elixir. So we need to get a dryad fruit from the forest. We need a dryad fruit from the forest, and let's see, bottled despair. We need weird water, that we can easily make, I think. Let's see. Okay, we just need regular water, so. Alright, so make ourselves a pot. And we need to make ourselves a snow snare. Let's just return to the village, shall we? Alright, back in the village. Okay, grab some water from the well. And make some weird water. And let's see. Okay, we got our bottle to spare. Now the next thing that we need is, let's see. Okay, we need bug ichor, so we need to go to the swamp for that. Or the graveyard. Graveyard's closer. Oh, but wait, it's those big spiders that produce the bug ichor. So, definitely gonna go to the forest then. Dryads in order to get the dryad fruit. So we need one of these. Get some of the bug ichor. So we need to go to the swamp for that. Swamp time. ourselves some bait sticks, shall we? Alright. Another for good measure. Alright, so we got ourselves a metamorphosis elixir. And now we got the touch of cold. So let's go back up to the mountains. Alright, get closer. You glance at the buck hiding safely behind a tree at the far side of the camp. Making a raven's call, you signal for him to join you. The buck picks his way through the frozen trappers. Are they going to be okay? They might catch a case of the sniffles, nothing a nice warm bowl of soup won't fix. Come along now, we're still a ways away from the mountain peak. I think I know a way up. I'll meet you ahead. Come join me when you're ready. Poor guys. A mountain goat. A shaggier cousin of the familiar goat? It's looking for something to climb on. Small geysers, a pressure so built up as to penetrate the ancient stone of the mountain. Before you stands a looming rock face. Not even the most determined climber could hope to scale it. I thought you said you knew a way up to the peak. Well, you see, this is the Great Geyser. When the air is cold enough, the water erupting from it freezes solid. I thought it might give us something to climb up. You look into the dry crater at the bottom of the sheer cliff. I don't see much erupting happening down there. It's been dormant for a few seasons now. I kinda hoped we'd get lucky. I don't trust any luck that I don't make myself. You take a moment to ponder your situation and eye the small geysers nearby, frequently spewing steam up into the frosty air. I suppose these other water spouts all draw from the same underground source? Yeah, I think you're right. They started popping up shortly after the great geysers fell silent. Then I wager if we plug them all up, we'll be able to make the big one blow its top again. Plug them? With what? You turn your attention to the bleeding mountain goats digging for lichen nearby. Those frosty beasts look to be about the right diameter. Maybe I can coax some of them into position. A goat perch. Now, how is that made? Okay, so. Alright, so it looks like we need cobblestones, got plenty of those. We need magic paste, which I've got that. And what is it? Oh, it's one of these shiny lures. Alright, so we need to find one more goat. Okay, come on. Come here, baby. Come here, goaty poo. Alright, and here is the last geyser. With the plump bodies of braying goats clogging up the small geysers, the earth beneath your feet begins to crumble. The mountain goat's eyes go wide as the pressure builds beneath them. With no other outlet, the steam rushes towards the only opening left. With a deafening boom, the long dormant geyser erupts, sending a great spear of water high into the air. As the deluge reaches its apex, ice crystals begin to form in the mist, twinkling as they hang in the air. Bit by bit they begin to build on each other, forming larger and larger crystals, until it forms a great column of ice, rising all the way up towards the mountain peak. Huh, I can't believe it worked. Last one to the top is a spotted fawn. Okay, this has gotten really choppy. Man, this is like super choppy. You stand at the mountain's peak, buffered by wind and snow. Now then, where's this crystal cave you spoke of? I'm not sure. I think it should be just up ahead, but in this blizzard I can hardly see my own nose. The buck jumps behind you, pointing into the frigid fog. Wait, what was that? You squint into the galing winds, unable to see anything but white. Probably just another mountain goat. I wouldn't be so sure. When I was little, my brother told me stories of the snowkin who lived up here. He said if I ever went up the mountain, the snowkin would blow a great blizzard down on me. He said they'd turn me around and give me false directions until I got lost and froze solid. Sounds to me like these snowkin might be some kind of guardian spirits. And if they're aiming to keep people away from something, then surely they'll know where that something is. I've a notion to find our way as they do, but it will take a considerable quantity of their essence. That sounds dangerous. I'll just stay put then. I know better than to wander blind in a snowstorm. Okay, so we need to collect snowkin parts. And I just realized what all of these snow people are. Okay, a melting pot is their weakness. How do I make one of those? Okay, so I need a... Okay, so I need fireflies and a couple of cinder boxes and red feathers. So it looks like I need to make myself some snap traps for the red feathers. Alright, going back down the mountain, try to find ourselves a couple of cardinals. Alright, let's see if a little cardinal comes by. Yep. Hey, thank you for the 4-month resup, Ultra Quinox. How are you doing? Alright, so let's see how we're doing for the materials for the melting pot. So we need... Okay, so we need to go back to the forest to go and grab some fireflies, so let's do that. Yes, so much winter, Ultra Quinox, so much winter. Right, so now we have to find some of the fairy circles and grab some fireflies. Okay. So let's see. Now we need another one. So we need to get some more hot coals, some more rodent lard, and more fireflies. So let's make ourselves some more snap traps, shall we? Okay, so do some replacing in our inventory. Alright, got ourselves our first bit of rodent lard. Alright, that's another cinder box. And I'll need to get some more cardinal feathers, but first of all, we need to get some more coals. So we are going to head up to the Potter's Camp, which is somewhere near here. Let's make ourselves another cinder box. And then we've got enough. So the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to catch some more cardinals. Okay, back up to the mountains. Set a trap. Splat. Okay, and now I just need to get 2 more. the Snow King. Right back up the mountain. I mean, I know they're trying to go for the dangerousness of a blizzard, but just the choppiness of it all, I really don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me. Alright, that's heart number 2. And that's number 3. And I gotta say, there are an awful lot of snowmen here. It makes you wonder just how many people have been frozen up here. Look! See how the snow swirls in strange directions? Maybe the Snowkin know the path. You pile the mystical snow at the buck's feet, and shielded from the howling winds. The flakes drift in the air like icy glitter. Oh, come on then, I'm getting chilly. You prod the snowdrift with a muttered invocation, despite the chaotic storm. The snow crystals swirl into an icy ribbon, and slowly trace a line up the mountain peak. There it goes! That must be the way to the Crystal Cave. He takes off after the trail like a shot. You hike up your skirt and do your best to keep up in the dense snow. Shall we? His face falls as you arrive at another sheer cliff. I don't understand. The snow stops here, but there isn't anything more than rocks. Did the Snowkin mislead us? Are we lost? I don't want to freeze solid. This is no dead end. Look. You gesture to the cliff, where the eddies of swirling snow quickly gather. Within moments, the entire wall of rock is buried under fresh white powder. You reach out a clawed finger and touch the pure snow. It melts away to reveal a glittering opening in the stone. The Crystal Cave! You did it! Let's go in before we freeze to death. I'm certain the crystal flower must be inside. Oh dear, look at all these flowers. I didn't think there'd be so many. I'm going to pick a whole bouquet. You stop the impetuous youth with a quick tug and mutter beneath your breath. Hold on. The prophecy mentioned the one true crystal flower. These other flowers must be a deception meant to trap foolhardy would-be kings. Prophecy? What are you talking about? I only mean to say that we should find the best single flower for your brother's coronation. Good point. Quality over quantity. Aha, I think I see just the one right over there. It's this one. It's perfect. Just look at the refraction of the petals and the frosting on the leaves. Oh, but I seem to have forgotten my pruning shears back at the castle. Would you do the honors? I don't want to damage it. You snip the brittle stem of the flower, careful not to touch it directly. Prophecies can be nasty stuff to stick your fingers in. The buck holds the flower aloft, inhaling the blossom's magical aura. Wow, smells just like powdered snow on fresh pine trees. The moment is interrupted by the shrill cries of aristocrats, clamoring against each other. I found them. Over here, my lord. In a rush of colorful fabrics and fancy hats, you find yourself surrounded by nobles. The stag steps out from their midst, looking irate. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me, brother? The young prince blinks in confusion. What are you doing here? Have I offended you somehow? Usurper! You thought you could slip off when I wasn't looking and steal the crown from me. You don't think I don't know how about the prophecy of the crystal flower? Why does everyone keep talking about a prophecy? I picked this flower as a gift for you, brother. Fool! Only the king can choose the true crystal flower, and you are not the king. The stag reaches down at his feet and plucks the closest flower. See? Only I can. Whoops! The stag never finishes his sentence. His defiant pose forever imprisoned inside solid ice. Oh, my brother, what have you done? You give the mystified buck a reassuring pat on the back as the nobles gather closer. The true king has been revealed indeed. King? You mean me? You are the prince after all, and I suppose that prophecy was pretty clear. Magic flowers are seldom wrong about this sort of thing. And if you tend to your kingdom with the same care you tend to your garden, you'll do just fine. The ring of nobles crowd around the buck. You know I never cared much for that stag myself. I think a new ruler will shake things up a bit. You excuse yourself as they bow and praise the confused lad. Long live the king! Passing the frozen stag, your eye catches on something sticking out of the permafrost. Did you try to post something, Private Maverick? I have links blocked. You reach down and pick out a shard of translucent ice, careful not to cut yourself on the sharp edges. Despite the warmth of your palm, it does not melt. The soul of the stag. Okay, so now we need 2 more souls. The hogs in the market and the hawk in the fields. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself a heart seed. Back to the market and visit with the hogs. Okay, so let's get ourselves tracked. Okay, so we need to go to the butcher shop, and this must be it. Chopping through through a hock of meat with a gigantic cleaver. The surly-looking swine merely grunts at you when you approach. Excuse me, I heard that you were the one who talk about getting a work slip? That what you heard? Well, you heard wrong. We got enough good-for-nothing workers. Now buzz off. You glance at the halo of flies buzzing around the pig's scalp. Listen, there must be some way to get a slip. Well, I am running low on ingredients to make the summer sausage, and none of these nincompoops can hold two thoughts in their heads. Tell you what, you get me the things I need and I'll give you your precious work slip. Okay, so we need eggs, skipper scales, and a roast beast. So let's see what we need for a roast beast. Not bad. So now all we need are skipper scales. So we just have to go down to the docks. Docks. Yeah, seems these quests are easy, just tedious. Yeah, and also you have to always be collecting. Crab trap. How to make those again? Okay, that's number one. This one. I got both of my skills. I think I needed two. Oh yeah, you're right. I do have everything. I thought I needed another one. Thank you. Okay, handing off the ingredients. Tell you what, you get me the things I need and I'll give you your precious work slip. You plop the sweet-smelling hawk down onto a relatively clean section of countertop. The pig grunts in acknowledgement. You push the basket of eggs towards the hawk. She holds each one up to a candle flame and oinks in apparent satisfaction. Your fishy catch still flops about, gasping for water, but the hog puts a stop to that with her hefty cleaver. Head up the market and go northeast and give this to my sis at the gate. The smell of hot dung ought to guide you to the spot. I can hardly contain myself. Well, go contain yourself at the hog farm before I lose my temper. She slaps a work slip down on the table. Alright, so we need to go northeast. And there it is. Whoa there! No one gets into our hog farm without a work slip. And if you want to work for us, you gotta fit the demographic. And what demographic is that? The kind that don't ask so many stupid questions. Now you got a work slip, or not? You hand over the slip of paper and the hog squints at it with her piggy little eyes. You don't look like you can lift a wheelbarrow, let alone last a good day's work. You're nothing but skin and bones. I've got the work slip, don't I? So let me in. Fine, fine. It's no bacon off my back if you find yourself face down in the mud after your old heart gives out. Pig. Loves filth and doesn't care who knows it. Hog farm worker. Rich topsoil. A healthy mound of turned up soil, rich with nutrients and perhaps something more. A gassy pig. This bloated swine stinks even more than the others. Ew. Not the pickiest eater, the sick swine eagerly gobbles up the antacid you offer it. You hear a bubbling sound coming from the pig's stomach and decide it's best to avert your eyes from the horrors of the natural process. When you look back, the pig has fallen asleep in the mud, looking much happier with its state of being. You turn your attention to the aftermath and gawk at the obvious cause of the beast's indigestion. A large bone sticks out of the filth. This slop trough is overflowing with filth like something is clogging the drainage hole. A thorough cleaning should dislodge the obstacle. So I need to craft purification water now. And let's see, so I'm gonna need 3 jars. This gaggle of workers appears to be squabbling over something. Hand it over. I saw it first. Fat chance. You've already got those good leg wraps while I'm still going barefoot. Give it here. You see the object of their contention, a dirty old boot. Ah, that must be my friend's forgotten piece of footwear. The workers ignore you and continue fighting over their pathetic prize. Okay, so we need elf shoes and a growth potion now. Okay, so I need... Okay, so I need some milk, and I need some water, and I need some more clay and more coals. Start by getting that milk. Got ourselves that magic paste. growth potion is all set. And now we need elf shoes. Okay, so now we need... there is the goose again. Okay, so I'm going to need... Oh wait, I don't need to go through the docks again. I can just hop through the portal. Okay, so the elf needs... What does the elf need? Okay, the shiny lure. So I need some more fireflies. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now the next thing we need is... We need some fireflies for the shiny lures. Okay. Alright, so we've got ourselves our shiny lures. Alright, so let's go get some elf shoes. Alright, one pair of elf shoes. That's two. And that's three. Alright, so now we head back up to the market. Look, we got elves here too. You flush out the disgusting container, eventually getting to the root of the drainage problem. That's odd. I doubt any of the pigs around here have had that much dental work done. The workers ignore you and continue fighting over their pathetic prize. You put down the minuscule slippers. These won't be big enough for anybody. You pop the cork on the growth potion. You sprinkle a couple of carefully measured drops of the growth potion onto the tiny shoes. They make a sound like popcorn and burst into a size much more accommodating to human feet. The bickering workers look over at the source of the noise and their eyes go wide. Hey, look! Are those new shoes? Dropping the old boot in the mud, they rush over to try on the new footwear. Check it out! They got jangly bells on the toes! You sort through the collection of objects you've accrued: a silver tooth, a human bone, and a chewed boot. I'm not sure what happened in this horrible place, but I've got a suspicion that old beggar may have lost more than just his memories here. I better go see him. He'll be missing his boot at the very least. Beggar. Ah, you've returned. Did you have any luck finding my, what was it I lost again? You place the collected remains in front of the man. Do any of these look familiar to you? Oh, that's my favorite boot. I was wondering where that got off to. But what are these? The man runs his fingers over the bone and silver tooth with creeping realization crossing his face. His skin begins to take on an ephemeral pallor. Am I dead? It would certainly appear that way. Don't feel too bad. These sorts of things have a way of sneaking up on us. But I remember now. I was up at the hog farm, but I was too old, too weak to work. The sisters, they said I was useless. They threw me in the feed trough. And then, all those hungry pigs. Oh, no, no. How could they do this to me? All my life, I was starving. I had to beg for table scraps. And then, they fed me to the pigs! I'm very sorry things ended this way. We ought to hold a feast to honor your life properly. A feast? I've never had a feast. Where would we get the food, and who would come? Everyone I know is slaving away for those horrible sows. You cast a glance at the nearby communal cooking pit. I think I have a solution to both of those problems. Don't you worry. I'll make sure you have a meal to remember. So, let's see, we need to see the cooking pot. There it is. This pit has seen its fair share of community cookouts. Though it isn't in the best shape, it will be enough for what you have in mind. Pig roast! Now then, what should be on the menu? You clap your hands together hungrily. I think pork would be most appropriate. First, I'll have to fashion the proper container. A feast need not be flesh and blood, if the spirit is hungry. So I need to do a porcine effigy. Where is the instructions for that? There it is. So I need dough, wickerwork, and a haunted mannequin. So for the haunted mannequin, I need... so I have to go back to the swamp and grab some sewing kit. I have to go back to the forest. I have to go back to the graveyard and deal with some ghosts. Wonderful. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the swamp. So I need to make myself a couple of smoke pellets. Head to the swamp. yard. Okay, so I need to make... Okay, so I need to get some more wickerworks made. And let's see, so in order to make one of these, I need to make one of these. Okay, so an exorcism charm. Alright, so I need to get some bats. And spirit salts. Okay, here, Batty, Batty, Batty. Let's see if I need to respawn. bait sticks. Yep, I need bait sticks. That's why I couldn't find any. Okay, so we got these, so we can get the antlered ghost. Need to get some more of the wicker work, so we better go to the forest for that. Grab some more wood. Alright, I need 2 more sticks. Alright. And that's everything. We have the porcine effigy. Back to the market. Back to the market, not the village. First, I'll have to fashion the proper container. You set the tiny false creature amongst the ashes of the cooking pit. It wriggles and squeals with impotent hunger. Now, to fatten up this little piggy, I'll start with the smallest pig sister, but I'll need to collect something special to bind her spirit. So we need to visit the small pig at the pig farm and take their Switch. Not their Nintendo Switch, mind you. You can hear the runty swine squealing even before you see her. Holding her crop high, she busies herself admonishing a cluster of poor workers. I oughta feed your useless rumps to the meat grinder, ya filthy mongrels! Do we pay ya to work or to sleep? They recoil from their taskmaster's lashes. You don't pay us at all! Say there, you seem to have gotten an awful lot of use from that grotty old Switch. What would you say to a trade? What? A trade? I've had this whipper ever since I was a wee suckling. No way, no how am I giving up my precious little flog. Huh, the Lashmaster 2000. So it looks like we've got another recipe. Okay, so, as advertised in the Overseer Almanac, designed to inflict maximum motivation with minimal effort. So we need a skeeter snoot, a pumpkin jack bone, and a rat tail. So we'll have to go and get some rats in the market, and then go get some more skeeter snoots in the wood, in the swamp, and then go to the fields. Yeah, we definitely need to go to the swamp first because we need some frog slime. Okay, so. Need a rat den. Alright, that's rat tails gathered. And now we need two skeeter snoots and let's see. One skeeter snoot. Alright, so we got some pumpkin jack bones. Fields. Excuse me. Alright, we got the pumpkin jack bone. So now the last thing we need is another couple of skeeter snoots. So for that we need to go to the swamp. Okay, that's the dark wood. Don't need to go there. Okay, so that's one smoke pellet. Oh, it's that place, the one I don't like. Alright, make another smoke pellet, and then we'll get another skeeter snoot, and then we'll be able to make the Lashmaster 2000. By the way, I forgot to show these off yesterday on Twitter or anywhere else, but these are my very small Hina Matsuri dolls. I don't know how well you can see them, but it's a very small little red box, and there's the Emperor and Empress, the 3 courtiers, and the 5 musicians. I bought this in a little souvenir shop on the way to Kiyomizu-dera in Kyoto. Okay. Lashmaster 2000, get! So I guess it's the 3 little pigs, but they're like the 3 bears. What? A trade? I've had this whipper ever since I was a wee suckling. No way, no how. Is that a Lashmaster 2000 with extra stinging barbs and a rawhide non-slip grip? The one and only. I thought you were doing such an excellent job keeping these poor exploited souls under your hoof that you deserved a reward. She snatches the whip out of your hands with glee, tossing her old straw lash in the mud without a second glance. Not even saying thank you, she scampers off to test out her newly acquired motivational tool on unsuspecting farm workers. Alright, so we have the switch. Now to fatten up this little piggy, I'll start with the smallest pig sister. You feed the ratty straw whip into the mouth of the porcine effigy. Despite the thing not having any teeth, you distinctly hear the sound of crunching as it chews up its first meal. The effigy shudders and swells in size, becoming a healthy-sized piglet made of straw. 1 down, 2 to go. For this feast to go off without a hitch, I'll need to gather something important from that swinish middle sister. So we need to get her club. Hey you! You're the one who gave my little sister that souped-up whipper, ain't ya? Well, I do twice as much work as that stinkin' twerp. This old beaten stick has served me well these long years, but if she gets an upgrade, then why shouldn't I? Okay, a magnum browbeat. So a persuasive tool of those uninterested in conversation. So we need some iron nails and some wood, and then we need a wicked gemstone. So we need dog hair. Okay, so I've got myself a soporific morsel so I can get the hair of a dog. But the other thing we need is we need wood, and that's it. Let's go back to the market. Go back to the village, I should say. Ouch. Alright, got the hair of a dog. Now I just need, let's see. Get some water. Get some hot coals. Alright. Okay, so I need a big stick, so I need some more wood. We should be good. Okay, big stick. Followed by the Magnum Browbeater. Alright, back to the market. sow takes a few test swings with her new cudgel, making you duck for safety. Ha! Now that's more like it. Solid build, perfect balance. You won't be needing that cracked old stick anymore. I'll just take it off your hands. Huh? Sure, whatever. It's as good as firewood now. She ignores you and goes looking for pine cones or small animals to take a swing at. Luckily, she's slow and her eyes are bad. Yeah, these are the 3 little pigs from hell. One down, 2 to go. You chop up the well-weathered cudgel into bite-sized pieces and offer them to the small effigy. It wastes no time gobbling up the bits of wood and crunching them to splinters. Satisfied with its second meal of sticks, the simulated pig rumbles and once again grows in size. This ham is almost ready for dinner. It just needs one more helping of soul food. Something special from that Brutus Busher would be the last ingredients I need. They're whetstone. You see the enormous swine hacking apart a haunch of meat with her cleaver. Its dull and chipped blade has clearly seen better days. She sneezes heavily before wiping a glob of snot with the back of her hand. You again. What do you want now? As your dutiful employee, I've been taking it upon myself to improve your meat business. That whetstone of yours looks like it's not doing a great job of keeping your tools sharp. She raises an eyebrow at the worn slab of a grindstone sitting on the countertop. I suppose it might be time to replace the old girl. Just think of how much more brutal you could be with a brand new sharpener. So the Magisharp XL. So we need a lucky strop, a rabbit foot from the mountain, goblin snot, which I have, a gnome hat, and then we need a turkey gizzard stone, cobblestone. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to make ourselves a puzzle box for the gnome. And in order to get that, we need some more nails, and let's go out and do that. Okay, got ourselves the nails. And now we need to go up to the mountain and find ourselves some rabbit's meat. Okay. Alright, next thing we need to do is go into the fields and catch ourselves a gnome. Alright, got the gnome hat. Got ourselves a lucky strop. And now we need to make the Magus Sharp XL. So the first thing we need to do is we need to use these digestive tablets on turkeys to get their gizzard stone out, and then we'll be good. Alright. And now we have a Magus Sharp XL. Alright, back to the market. bow slowly grinds the blade of her cleaver across the new whetstone, sending flecks of rust flying. She plucks a hair from her own chinny chin and tests the keenness of the edge by splitting it in half. Ho ho, not bad at all. Go on, take this old stone and throw it in the trash bin. And it's an old brick, of course. This ham is almost ready for dinner. You toss the old brick into the effigy's ravenous maw, and it cracks it to dust within moments. With its final meal of bricks, the porcine simulacrum swells to monstrous proportions. A rattling laugh chills your blood as the old man's spirit looks upon your work. Ha ha! What a proper beggar's feast this is. I thank you for the kind gesture, but I still don't see how this will bring justice to those wretched swine. Just you wait. I have to fire up the barbecue first. Of course. We need one last trip to the forest. Well, let's see. I think, you know what? It's easy enough to make a cinder block box, so I'm going to just go ahead and go into the forest and catch me some fireflies. We'll go a little bit over time, but it doesn't really matter because we're really close to finally defeating the pig. There we are. We're almost there, folks. Striking a spark into the pit, you set the tinder alight. You take a step back, watching the orange flames leap high into the air. The porcine effigy blackens as you tend to the fire and fuss over the coals. A succulent aroma begins to waft on the wind. The old man licks his translucent lips hungrily. I swear I can almost smell a delicious roast. Ah, if only it were real. Over the sound of crackling logs, you hear a crowd of footsteps come padding down the road towards the cooking pit. Over here, I knew I smelled something good. It's the others, my friends. You've come back. Aye, a ghost! No, wait. Is that old man McGraw? Say it ain't so, old-timer. When you never showed up for the morning head count, we all feared the worst. It's true. I ended up as pig food. Can you believe that? I worried you would all face the same fate as me. However, did you escape the hog farm? It was the strangest thing. The swine sisters started complaining about the weather being too hot, even though it's pretty chilly if you ask me. All of a sudden, they bolted out into the woods, squealing all the way, left the gate wide open and everything. Then we smelled something delightful in the breeze and couldn't resist. It's been so long since we've had anything other than pig slop. Gosh, that smells so good. Is it barbecue? Where did you get all that food? In place of the brick, sticks, and straw, the porcine effigy has split into a mountain of delectable sizzling meats. Ham, sausage, bacon, it all looks so delicious. What a wonderful... It is truly a feast. Thank you. What did I tell you? Enjoy yourself for a little while longer and be at peace. The starving crowd happily helps themselves to the feast, cheering, laughing, and praising the old ghost's name. You see something twinkle amongst the cooling coals of the cooking pan. Warm to the touch, you pick out a piece of greasy gristle from the soot. On closer inspection, it appears to be 3 separate chunks, 1 fat piece, 1 long piece, and 1 small piece. The souls of the pigs. Alright, so the quest is completed, and I am going to craft ourselves a hearthseed. And we're gonna go to the fields, and that's where we will end tonight. Alright, so we are going to check who we're going to raid. Alright, let's see here. Who is playing right now? Alright, so what we will do is we are going to raid Sonic Mega, otherwise known as Sean Chiplock. And everybody give him a big hello when you come in, if you're able to. And I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend, and may all of your tea times be perfect.